Wait, think about this for a second. Right now, you probably have like 3 alarms set, maybe 4, different times, different ringtones, one across the room, so you actually have to get up. And even with all that, you still hit snooze. But humans have been around for what, 300,000 years? Alarm clocks have existed for like 150? So for 99.95% of human history, nobody had an alarm, no phone buzzing, no clock radio, not even a rooster if you go back far enough. So how did people wake up? Like, actually, how did a hunter 50,000 years ago know when to get up for a hunt? How did medieval farmers wake up before sunrise? Did they just guess? Turns out, your body has this whole system for waking you up that we've basically overridden. And once you understand how it works, alarms start to feel kinda wrong. Your body already has an alarm, okay? So your brain has this tiny cluster of cells, suprachiasmatic nucleus, which is a nightmare to say. Basically, it's your internal clock. And it doesn't need your phone to know what time it is. It tracks light, specifically the amount of light hitting your eyes throughout the day. When the sun goes down, this clock triggers melatonin production. That's the chemical that makes you sleepy. As the night goes on, melatonin peaks. You're fully asleep. But here's the part that blew my mind. About 2 hours before your body's scheduled wake time, things start changing. Your core temperature, which drops while you sleep, starts rising. Not a lot, like half a degree, but enough. Then, about 30 to 45 minutes before you're supposed to wake up, your body dumps cortisol into your bloodstream. Not stress cortisol, wake-up cortisol. It's called the cortisol awakening response, and it happens every single morning whether you're aware of it or not. So by the time light starts creeping into your environment, sunrise, dawn glow, whatever, your body's already prepped to wake up. You don't need an alarm. Your body's been counting down the whole night. Sunrise was the original alarm clock. For most of human history, people didn't sleep in enclosed, pitch-black rooms. They slept in huts, caves, simple shelters. Moonlight came through, firelight faded, and when the sun started coming up, light gradually filled the space. That gradual increase is key. Modern alarms jolt you awake. 1 second you're unconscious, next second there's a blaring sound, and you're disoriented. Sunrise doesn't do that. It's slow, gentle. Your eyelids are thin. Light penetrates even when they're closed. Your brain registers it. Melatonin production stops, cortisol kicks in, and you wake up naturally, not stressed, not groggy, just awake. There's actually studies on this. People who camp for a week with no artificial light, no phones, no flashlights, completely reset their sleep cycle. They start going to bed right after sunset, and they wake up just before sunrise, without trying, without alarms. Their bodies just sync up with the light, which makes sense, right? That's what we did for hundreds of thousands of years. They didn't sleep like we do. Here's something that messed with me when I first read about it. Ancient people didn't sleep for 8 hours straight. There's this historian, Roger E. Kirch, who spent like 16 years digging through old documents, diaries, court records, prayer books, literature, whatever, and he kept finding references to first sleep and second sleep. Turns out, before the Industrial Revolution, people would go to bed a couple hours after sunset, sleep for about 4 hours, then wake up. Not because something woke them, they just woke up, naturally, around midnight or 1 a.m., and they'd stay awake for an hour or two. Some people would pray, some would talk to their spouse, some would just lie there and think. Then they'd fall back asleep for another 4 hours until dawn. This wasn't insomnia, this was normal, and nobody needed an alarm for the second wake-up either, because by the time second sleep ended, the sun was coming up. We've completely forgotten this was ever a thing. We think sleeping straight through the night is natural, but it's actually pretty modern. Community kept everyone synced. Another thing, ancient humans didn't live alone. You'd have a whole group sleeping in the same area, family, tribe, whatever. And here's the thing about humans, we're social sleepers. We sync up. If you've ever gone camping with friends, you've probably noticed this. One person wakes up, starts moving around, and suddenly everyone else is stirring too. It's not coincidence. We're wired to wake together. Safety thing, probably. You don't want to be the only one asleep when a predator shows up.
So even if your personal internal clock was a little off, the group dynamic would pull you into rhythm. Someone's always the early riser. They get up, start a fire, make noise. Everyone else gradually wakes. No alarms needed. Just people being people. What happened? So what changed? 2 things: light and schedules. First, artificial light. Candles, oil lamps, gas lights, and eventually electric bulbs. Suddenly, the sun going down didn't mean the day was over. People stayed up later, way later. Their melatonin production got delayed because their brains were still seeing light. But they still had to wake up at a certain time, especially once factories and strict work schedules became a thing. So instead of waking naturally with the sun, people started waking before the sun, or way after it, depending on the job. Your body's clock didn't evolve for that. It evolved for sleep when it's dark, wake when it's light. So we invented alarms to force our bodies to do something they weren't designed for. And now, most people wake up in the middle of deep sleep because an alarm dragged them out of it. That's why you feel like garbage in the morning. Not because you didn't sleep enough, though that's part of it, but because you're interrupting your body's natural process. Your body still knows. Here's the weird part. Even with all our modern stuff, blackout curtains, screens, alarms, your internal clock is still running. It's still trying to do its job. There's this thing called social jet lag. It's what happens when your body's natural rhythm doesn't match your schedule. You're tired all week, then on weekends, you sleep in and feel better. That's your body trying to get back to its natural wake time. Some people are natural early risers. Some are night owls. That's genetic. Your internal clock runs slightly fast or slightly slow compared to the 24-hour day. But the point is, you have one, and if you let it, it'll wake you up just fine. People have done experiments where they intend to wake up at a certain time. No alarm, just the thought before bed, I need to wake up at 6. And a surprising number of people do. They wake up within like 10 minutes of their target time. Nobody knows exactly how that works, but it suggests your brain has more control over waking than we give it credit for. So how did they do it? To actually answer the question, ancient humans woke up because their bodies told them to. Sunrise lit up their shelter, temperature changed, birds started making noise. Someone nearby woke up first and made sound. Their cortisol spiked right on schedule, their melatonin dropped, and they opened their eyes. No planning, no stress, just biology doing what it's been doing for millions of years. We've overridden that system so hard that most of us have no idea it even exists, but it's still there. Turn off your alarm for a week, assuming you can afford to, and see what happens. Go to bed when you're actually tired. Let light wake you up. Bet you'd be surprised how consistent your wake time becomes because your body already knows when to wake up. You just haven't been listening.